Rocks D. Xebec beat up Figarland Garling. In the latest chapter of the manga, we saw how Xebec knocked down Garling. Remember that Xebec and Garling are the fathers of Blackbeard and Shanks. So now, it really makes us wonder, will the same thing happen in the future? Will Blackbeard also defeat Shanks? Speaking of fathers, one of the comments that stood out in this moment is Garling mentioning that Xebec ditched his wife and child, which, if we realize, is very hypocritical, knowing that Garling himself killed his own wife and that in the current chaos happening in God Valley, he doesn't care at all about his children. It's like he accused Xebec of abandoning his family, when in reality, he's the one who actually did that. And Xebec, on the other hand, is doing everything he can just to save his wife and child. That's one of the things we'll talk about in this video. And yes, this is our analysis video for the latest manga chapter, chapter 1162. To start this topic, let's go first to Shaki and Rayleigh. Oda has made it clearer in this chapter that the love between these two isn't one-sided. At first, we thought Rayleigh didn't care for Shaki and that Shaki was the only one in love with Rayleigh. But because of the recent chapters, especially this one, the evidence is more solid that Rayleigh also loves Shaki. In the part where a character is shown kicking Silver Axe, many are assuming that it might be Marco the Phoenix. For me, this could be true, or maybe not. The God Valley incident happened 38 years ago, and since Marco is currently 45 years old, that means he was only 7 years old during the God Valley incident. So is it possible that a 7-year-old could fight at that level? Probably not, but knowing Oda, this might be a setup, because as we all know, Marco is the only one in the story who was introduced as Whitebeard's first encounter. So there's a theory that Whitebeard may have met Marco here in God Valley, and possibly this is also where Marco got his mythical Dragon Devil Fruit. It fits the story archives. It makes sense for Marco to have proven himself worthy of being Whitebeard's first mate or right-hand man. It's like Whitebeard saw Marco's potential during God Valley because he could keep up with powerful figures like Silver Axe, and because of that, Whitebeard might have invited him to form his own pirate crew. The only downside to this idea is Marco's age, since, as I said, he was only 7 years old during the God Valley incident. And probably at that age, I doubt he could fight on the same level as the likes of Silver Axe, unless he's some kind of prodigy, right? Anyway, in the next panel, this is the part where Big Mom snatches the devil fruit that Ivankov was holding, which later on was also taken from her by Kaido. What's strange about this scene is that Big Mom said she would give the Azure Dragon Devil Fruit to Katakuri. So why is this strange? Because in the rivalry card databook of the Big Mom Pirates, it was revealed that Katakuri ate his Mochi no Devil Fruit when he was only 5 years old. And since Katakuri is currently 48 years old, and the God Valley incident happened 38 years ago, that means he was 10 years old at that time, meaning he already ate the Mochi no Mi 5 years before that moment. So there are only two possible reasons for Big Mom's statement. It's either Oda overlooked this piece of information and might revise it in the official release of volume 113 of the manga, or it's possible that Big Mom had no idea that Katakuri had already accidentally eaten a devil fruit. In short, Big Mom wanted to give the Azure Dragon to Katakuri, not knowing that her son already had one. In the part showing Kaido stealing the devil fruit from Big Mom, that's the shock factor of this chapter because, as I mentioned in our spoiler video, it's shown that Big Mom gave the Azure Dragon to Kaido. I think in this moment, Kaido will realize that chasing after a strong devil fruit is useless. He'll realize this when he finally faces Imu-sama. That's why, if we go back to the Wano arc, Kaido himself said that Haki is the only thing that transcends everything. Probably he realized this during his fight with Imu, that even though his devil fruit was powerful, Imu could still fight them easily just with strong Haki. Anyway, another thing that's strange in this chapter is the scene with Saint Figarland Garling while he was chasing Xebec. What's surprising is that the Xebec clan are now in their demon forms, but in the last panel of the chapter we see Emu appearing, which means Imu-sama was not the one who turned the Xebec clan into devils. So the question now is, wait, who did it? Was it Figarland Garling himself? Maybe Saturn? Or could it be that it's the inherent ability of the Davy clan? For those asking why, there was no scene of Kuma versus Saturn. We actually got a subtle hint in this chapter that their fight was already finished. Oda even inserted a flashback panel showing Saturn watching over God Valley, meaning that was the indication that their confrontation already happened. It was just off-screened, again, whatever truly happened between them. In the final part of the chapter, we see the three alphas of the Rocks Pirates, the Kaido, Whitebeard, and Xebec, standing together. For me, this indicates that the real battle is about to begin. It's like all the remaining strong characters in the final panel of Chapter 1, 1162, are the ones who will fight to determine who will be the last one standing in God Valley. And in the part where we see Emu possessing Gorosei Saturn's body, yes, that creature is Imu-sama himself. But what I see here is a metaphor of a celestial dragon sitting on top of his slave, just like what we see with other celestial dragons sitting on their servants or slaves. It's exactly like that with Imu merging with Saturn's body, as if Imu is sitting on his Gorosei pet. Anyway, that's our analysis for the latest manga chapter, Chapter 1162. Before we end this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and press it now. That's all. Peace.